Welcome, everyone. Welcome, everyone. Our topic today is one that is a little more nuanced and sometimes hard to deal with. And we've been working together now in these Tuesdays with Suzanne for quite a while. So I think that perhaps you all might be ready for it. The topic today is when the world feels flat. I was in deep, deep conversation with a very close friend recently, and she was talking about a circumstance in her life where no matter what she did, no matter how she tried to fix things, no matter how she tried to whitewash things, no matter what happened, she kept finding herself feeling as though nothing was really changing. And so what was happening inside of her was a sense of heartbrokenness, because she could not fix the circumstance she was in. And there was no way out of it. Now, one of the first things I had to do with her as a friend was just to sit with her and let her grieve that particular situation that no matter what she tried wasn't changing really. And this is our topic for today, when I began to speak with her about how she felt, she said, now that I have emptied the grief of this loss from my system, I have to say the world feels flat. My fire has gone out. And I knew at that moment what we needed to do. So what I'd like to work with you today is when you find yourself in a place of feeling like your fire has gone out or has been muted, if you feel as though there's been a deep loss, well, you know there's been a deep loss, and within yourself you feel empty from that loss, or you feel knocked off your center. But when you really drop inside, you get back inside, what you feel is empty. Then there's another task ahead of you in order to feed your soul and also to help feed the people around you for whom you are the oasis where they drink. Okay? So today, and let me say one more thing about this before we dive in. There are many different circumstances where this could occur. It could be a circumstance, and this was probably several months ago, I was speaking with a woman who had grown children who had addiction issues. And no matter what she did, she could not change their addiction issues. They just weren't changing. And the response of her adult children to her was not kind, because they were wrapped up and owned by their addictions. So she had a sense of being slapped around constantly by their emotional volatility because of their addictions. So she and I sat together with this particular exercise as well. You may have losses, like the loss of a loved one that was sudden and something that you weren't expecting, and that really left you feeling bereft and empty. You may have circumstances where, if you are someone who really, really, really wants to help people, where you kept trying and trying and trying and trying to make it work, and then realized one day that you've literally given everything you've got, no matter how you ground and fill, no matter how you self-care, no matter what you do, that you're empty. If you find yourself in any of these places, what we're going to do today will be helpful. Okay? So take a moment now, get your feet on the floor, drop inside, let your eyes close. Allow yourself to begin to watch your breath, to feel the sensations of breathing, the rise and fall of your chest. And sometimes when you're in this place and you begin to breathe, you'll notice that there's an ache of emptiness inside, particularly in the area of your heart, if you feel like your fire has gone out. So if that's how you're feeling today, as you breathe and drop deep inside, allow yourself to put your hands on your heart. Cradle your heart. Yeah. And as you breathe, allowing your awareness to drop back into your spine. Yeah, good. Yeah. And as you can feel your backbone against whatever is supporting you, allow yourself to rest back. Rest back. Even though you may feel empty, even though you may be holding in a place that aches, give yourself permission to rest back. If you're holding this space for a friend, you may want to put a hand on their back at this point so that they know that someone has their back. Good. Good. And leaving one hand on your heart, you may want to place a second hand on your gut, your belly, anywhere from your solar plexus down to under your belly button. Yeah. And then feeling your spine. So you're feeling your gut side to side and from the front all the way to the back, to that deep, quiet place in your gut. The one that is right in front of your backbone. Yeah. And often when you're resting here, you've got your gut, you've got that deep, quiet knowing that your gut is giving you about what's happening within you. You may get a sense of what is needed in this present moment for yourself. And you may be feeling things like dive deeper, hold stronger. Or you may be hearing your gut say, get up and get out. You're done here. Walk. Or you may be hearing some other nuanced message, or have just a felt sense of it, or a visual of it. However your gut speaks to you, your gut is partnering with your heart right now. So it's not alone. Yeah, good. Yeah, good. And then allow yourself to feel your lower belly, right down into your pelvic bowl. And if you want to, you can take that hand that was resting on your gut, drop it a little lower, and cradle your belly and your pelvis. We're going to wake up the engine of your body. Cradling it, loving it, bringing awareness to it. From the very front of your belly all the way to your backbone, to your sacrum, to your sturdy hip bones. Feeling your whole pelvis. Showing up there, turning on the lights. And saying to this powerful part of who you are, hey, we're here and we need you. pelvis is the engine of the body. And as you rest here with it, feeling your sitting bones on whatever you're resting on, you may feel as though someone's turning the key and starting the engine of your body. Good. And if that's not happening, know that just being here with this powerful part of who you are begins the process home. Yeah. And resting here as long as you need to. As long as you need to. And then as your pelvis, this engine of the body area, is coming online, let your awareness drop a little farther down into your legs and your feet, all the way down into the earth. Until you're feeling the earth beneath you. You're feeling the bones of your legs all the way out to your skin. Turning on the lights here with your awareness. So that whatever action you felt or heard or saw in your gut, you can now begin to activate it. Put it into motion. Yeah. And feeling the earth beneath you, this rich resource that all of us have underneath of us, always. Always. Allowing yourself to make a connection. I enjoy the metaphor of working with roots. You may want to work with a metaphor or a visual of working with light beams or rivers of awareness. Whatever works for you, use it. And whatever you no longer need in your system, take an easy breath and exhale it. Good. And then imagining that your lungs are down in the bottoms of your feet. I'm going to ask you to allow yourself to fill as best you can with your breath. So as you inhale, you're setting the stage, you're setting the intention to breathe in through the bottoms of your feet from this rich connection with the earth. Whatever would nourish and nurture your feet and legs most. Your feet and legs, asking your feet and legs, and then breathing it in. Exhaling what you no longer need. Second breath, letting your whole pelvis and low back and belly fill with what would nourish this area. Good. Third breath, allowing your whole heart, lungs, front to back, side to side, chest, ribs. Good. Fourth breath, allowing this flow to come in from the earth and continue through all of you, into your hands and arms and fingers. And with that fifth breath, filling your neck and your throat and your whole cranium, allowing it to move right out the crown of your head, showering down around you. Good. 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 and noticing what it feels like now in terms of the world feeling flat. Notice what it feels like in your heart, having taken this time to acknowledge it, to hold it, to love it, and then to feed it, to feed it. Yeah. Good. Good. And if you need to do this particular exercise again and again, feel free to do that. Feel free. Use this. You can continue to breathe if you want to, filling and refilling all the parts of you. But know that when we feel our flattest, when we feel in some way deflated, know that this is available for you to begin to recover who you are at a soul level. And enjoy.